The cooling solution is comprised of two 3.5-inch computer fans with native 3-speed fan switch. The fans are zip tied together to form one unit. The main unit is nothing more than a modified intercooler. As you can see, it's been completely gutted out. The fans that were there, which were useless, are no longer visible. They've been removed. However, I did reuse the wiring that was used for powering the three small intercooler fans. Here it is that I've attached them. I believe I've soldered them, and then at this point I just tie wrap them to give me the shorter ends. Now here's a side view of the completed fan shroud housing. This is a rear view of the housing, and here we have another side view of the housing. And again, this is the gutted out view of the fan housing. I did leave the lip here because I found the plastic, well, this lip would actually help in reinforcing the actual plastic itself that's made of the intercooler. Otherwise, I felt it may have been a little bit too weak. If you choose to completely remove this out and make it flat, that's fine. However, these intercoolers are not that cheap. Okay, now what you'll find is I've placed the fans into the fan shroud. It's just placed in there. I have not secured it as of yet. As you can see, it's stopped at these points here where I've placed them. And this is the wires coming from the fans themselves. And of course, I attached them back to the plugs that came with the fans. I chose to use Antec fans, 3.5-inch size, because that's what it was available. They do have LEDs. I'm not too concerned about the lights, but they do light up blue. But however, my main concern was that these fans have variable speed switches for adjustments when it's needed. Now you're probably wondering, well, how is he going to cover up the sides? Well, with that, my solution came to be, I'm using nothing more than your standard variety 3M packing tape, or in this case, I'm sorry, it's Scotch 3M packing tape. I chose to use packing tape because it's just easier to deal with, and at this point of the game, it's not for looks, it's for functionality, and the packing tape works just fine in sealing the sides. Okay, initially I'm just going to put a small piece of tape over in the corners on both sides of the fan, top and bottom, and on the other side. This will just stabilize the fan so it does not move when I put the remaining tape over. And I'm putting small pieces of tape for a reason. I don't want to just tape directly like this to where the sticky side is facing inside the fan shroud, because what you'll find is at some point you may have a collection of dust, and I'm sure you don't want to have a collection of dust, and I have a solution for that as well, which I'll explain. It's very easy. Okay, I've now placed one piece of tape with the sticky side facing up. I basically folded over a 1/4-inch piece of the tape, attached it to this small ridge here, and then attached the other end to the 1/4-inch side on this, and then folded the rest of the tape over as such. And then I'll continue to do that until I get over to this point. And then I'll repeat the same process on the other side. Okay, what I did, I placed another piece of tape with the sticky side facing up, but I only covered a small portion of the fan, because at this point I'm going to start laying the packing tape from the top over to the side and just cover it all the way up. And the packing tape as well is used for holding the fans in place more securely. You want to zip tie it and then tape it down, totally up to you, whichever is easier to do. See? So the end result, now I'm going to tighten up these other wires in the back. And then get some tape. And then I'm just going to tape the wires in place. So voila, there you see it. I've just taped the wires into the upper right corner, and it also, since it's out of the way, it does not block the airflow. So this high lip over here, where it's raised up, suits the purpose of also helping to conceal the wires away from the flow of the air. Now I may just go ahead and add another piece of tape on the inside to tack these wires more up against the top. I'm going to add some tape here. This would just help to ensure that this piece of plastic, this tape right here is adhered properly, and it will not cause any air seepage of excessive amounts. There may be some, but not as much. So there you go. It's not very elegant, but it's a functional design. Again, 1/4-inch plastic on the top, 1/4-inch plastic on the bottom with 1/4-inch spacers. I'll give you dimensions at the end. It more or less provides the best result for a non-intrusive mod of your 360. The power is applied from the same wires that provide the power to the original 3 fans. Okay, now the end result. Let's go ahead and attach it and see how she blows. Okay, it snaps on just as easily as if this was not even modified. So let's go ahead and plug in the power. Okay, I ejected the game because we do know the DVD drive makes a lot of noise. So in fairness, let's get up closer and have a listen. Here the fans are in the medium position. It's fairly quiet. Let's move it up to high. It's a little bit louder, which is fine, but when you got the volume up, you're barely going to hear this anyways, and still it'll be a lot quieter than the DVD drive itself when in your heavy gaming mode. So there you have it, a fully functional intercooler modification that's non-obtrusive to your Xbox 360, which will cause void in warranty big time.